Yeah. It's like 5:38 in the morning. The hummingbirds were just going crazy. But now that I started the camera, they're gone. Damn it. It's early. Oh, there's a hummingbird. He might have been sitting over there the whole time. Little shit. Look at this frickin' hair. It's thinning out and stuff. What are you doing, hair? I'm about to shave it. I'm about to shave my head and just give up. I mean, it's growing in nice and luxurious where it's growing. Yeah, you want to see it? Hold on. Hold. Hold it. Oh man, I hear one. I gotta extend my legs and my tripod. That's the new feeder. Let's see if anything happens. Minkster. Yeah, see how it's got, so apparently the hummingbirds really like having this bulb right here. So my other hummingbird feeders, hold on, hold it. My other hummingbird feeders just have like a single nozzle entrance, right? See that? That's the only thing they can get their little beak inside of. Fuck out of the way, Minkster. I don't want to step on you. Same thing with that one. One hole. And what I've noticed is the smaller hummingbirds, they have to constantly fly in order to eat out of those other hummingbird feeders because of the hole being in one spot. But with this feeder, because there's different holes at different angles, you know, a little hummingbird can sit down low and get his nozzle up in there. It's just, they seem to really like this feeder. Also, this part, the actual body of the feeder, this part is glass. You don't want this to be plastic because the plastic leaches into the nectar and I think they can taste it. I don't like it. More holes the better, exactly. They're definitely humming around. There's one. I'm freaking them out, I think. Dude, he was flying right over my head for a second. You know what's the weirdest thing? It's like when I'm out here smoking weed is when they really start coming. I can't tell if it's the lighter and it's like the flame that they're attracted to, or maybe it's the actual weed. Oh my God, there's a shitload of them behind me. There was like 2 of them on that feeder just a second ago. Yeah, it is MK. Callie made it the other night. Minksters? And my cat. She's like, what the fuck was that? Was that a bird? I wanna eat that now. I don't know if I can zoom in on the forward cam. Yeah, I can. That's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Minkster, don't be a naughty kitty. Look at Molly. She's not sure what to do. She's like, do I fight this thing? Yeah, she's a little murder machine for sure. She is a good kitty, though. Hummingbirds are flying around. Oh, there's one. Oh. I got one behind me and one in front of me. You used to sit on a balcony and toke while watching your feeders. Lots of pictures. Hell yeah. It's a little bit chilly out here. It's very therapeutic. Yeah, hummingbirds are so majestic. Like, I can legit see why people thought there were fairies back in the old days, because they probably just saw hummingbirds and thought, what the fuck was that? Yeah, I wear the poncho when it's cooler weather. It's nice. Whoa. Dude, he went flying right past me. They're not sure which feeder they like more now. Whoa. He was like right here between me and the fuchsia. Sometimes they eat off the fuchsia as well. That's why I've been nurturing that thing all year. Well, since Mother's Day. You guys got to see this memberberry bud. Oh man, I wish you could smell it. Woo! I wish you could smell it. Oh, careful. Careful. Enhance. Enhance. Oh, just look at it. Just look at it. You want some of that? You want some of this? Oh, dude, I would love that. If a hummingbird snatched one of these buds, that'd be epic. Where are you going, hummingbird? Oh, there's another one. So these ones that I'm seeing this morning are little green guys, you know, but there's been some orange looking hummingbirds, and I looked them up online, and they're supposedly rufous hummingbirds. And apparently rufous hummingbirds are known to be like really aggressive, and they will chase away the other hummingbirds away from feeders and stuff. And so that's pretty much what we've been witnessing. Like last night, it was a war out here. It's like some serious air-to-air battles. There's some serious aerial combat going on out here. Let's see if we can get any on camera here. They really do prefer that feeder, but this morning, for some reason, they're going to the other one more. Holy buds. Yeah. The dew settled overnight, so everything's wet. The grinder's wet. Only on the top, though. I heard the store-bought nectar isn't good for them. Yeah, I think it's a lot of that is like a concentrate, and you gotta read the directions. And I think it says on those too that you gotta swap out the nectar like every week or every 2 weeks maybe. Which is probably them trying to sell more nectar, but maybe. It's pretty easy to just whip some up on the stove. Just heat up some water and add sugar, you know. So you can't. Well, I don't know. I don't know exactly how to do it, but I'm pretty sure that's how you do it. So yeah, this little shit is just upset that she hasn't actually killed a hummingbird yet. At least that I know of. Huh, Jicky? Wait. What do I do with my screen just now? Oh man. I was scrubbing away and it popped out. I lost my screen. No. Molly, what'd you do with my screen? Oh my God. The most unlikely of places. The screen got stuck at the very end of my Gamboa. Oh yeah. I didn't lose it. 1 cup sugar, 2 cups water. Nice. You can hear the chickadees going crazy out here too. They're the cheeseburger birds. Randy. Man, I'm all zoomed in here. Boil then cool. Yeah, that was something I was doing wrong with my hummingbird feeders, is I was putting them up and I noticed like they were just in the direct sun for a long time. And then I actually saw it in a video. The guy was like, yeah, you don't want them to be in the direct sun because it gets really hot. They don't like that. And I was like, no way. Because that's where mine are now. What's up, Charlie? Good morning. I might put the camera over here. Maybe it's me being over here that they don't like, though. Look at him. He's checking me out. He's like, what are you doing over there? What's up, little hummingbird? I try to talk to him. Like I'm trying to let them know I'm cool. I'm friendly. They do seem to be coming in a little closer to me now. This has been going on for a couple weeks here. They might like honey too, watered down. I don't know. I'm not sure. He is just chilling over there. Eat up, dude. It's cool. They say these hummingbirds, whoa, he got water dripped on him. They range as far as Mexico to Alaska. Like hummingbirds travel 4,000 miles in their migration. Like he could have been in freaking southern Mexico just like a couple months ago. Oh, there's another one. Whoa! They didn't like each other. They didn't like each other's presence. Let's see if we can get this camera closer. Come closer. Tripod. Hold on. Let's see just how close we can get this here. Hold on. You guys are going for a turn here. Up there at my raspberry bushes. Man, now they're over there. I'm over here, and now they're over there. Maybe here's what we'll do. I'm going to turn the camera back to this. Yeah, that'll happen, Charlie. Don't worry about that, dude. It's probably some people get excited and they make extra accounts trying to help you out, and then YouTube every like couple of months will unsubscribe your account from a channel that you subscribe to if you're not actively watching that channel. So if they made a bunch like an extra account and they're not logging into it consistently to watch you on that one, which is probably the case, then YouTube will just drop them off the list. And so it happens periodically. You know, if you look, you'll see the bigger YouTubers even say that they just lost like 1,000 people, and it'll just, you know, it's because YouTube does that. All right, I'm gonna go stand over by this other one and see if they come in close to that one. Oh, he's coming in close to my head. Now you got a load of fresh bowl. That's probably why they're not coming back. There's also people that just like to mess with people, dude. They like think it's funny to see somebody get excited and brag about a milestone and then take it away from them, you know? So it's just that. It's some troll wanting to make you feel bad for a minute And the thing is after a day or two, or maybe even just a couple minutes, you'll be back to 2,500, and then you'll be way past that, and it won't matter. But in that moment, they try to get you, right? And just don't let them. Like, I wouldn't post about it. That's the worst thing you can do, right? Like, I mean, make the post saying, "Oh, I got 2,500," but when that count drops down to 24.99, don't complain. Don't make that post complaining about it, because that is precisely what they want. Honey isn't good for them, and your mistake. It's 1 cup sugar to 4 cups water. Oh man, we were gonna have some really excited birds. Yeah, they don't. I don't think they like the camera being so close. You want a new now? You want a new feeder? You'll have to look one up next payday. Yeah, we went and got that other one. You know, this one, and it was only like $14 or something. It was actually cheaper than a lot of the other ones. It's not the biggest feeder they had, but that's okay because you're supposed to change out the nectar, you know, every couple weeks, I think. And then they say you should get them where they've got little foot, you know, little perches so that they can rest, because they do like to land. And then also, like I showed earlier, they really prefer to have options with their nozzle. Whoa, sorry you guys. Extreme close up. But yeah, they like to be able to go in at different angles. Settle down, feeder. And see, like, with this being a mesh on the front there, a shorter hummingbird can land and feed through a lot of different openings. You know, and that's what I had noticed is the shorter hummingbirds typically have to stay in a hover in order to eat from one like this with just a single angle. You know, like, it's like they can't actually land and then achieve the angle they need to get into this hole. So they end up just in a constant hover. So that's why they really prefer this one. Am I zoomed in? No, maybe not. Maybe not. Have I seen the Minecraft movie yet? No, I have not. I've watched some reviews on it, and I don't know. I really don't go to movie theaters or anything, so yeah. You just do sugar and water. You get them flying in your backyard like crazy. Hell yeah. It's early still, you know. It's only 6 a.m. Oh man, now they're behind me again. Like, when I'm looking at this feeder, they're over there. Stop moving, camera. They are cool though, man. I don't know. I really like hummingbirds. It's 8 in the morning for you. Pissing me off. Maybe if I go out here. Oh. He's flying around my head. Little shit. But yeah, check out my burn pit, you guys. It's looking real fancy this morning. I'll lower this tripod. Oh yeah. What's up, Jim? Good morning. Jim Leahy. Are you Jim Leahy? Let's see my raspberries, you guys. It's all dewy out here this morning, though. It's all dewy. You're from Jersey? I'm from Montana. Can't hardly see my raspberries. Oh, yeah. You little bastard. There's a bug on it. He was trying to eat my raspberry. I don't blame him. Yeah. I love raspberries. They're so good. Dude, there's this lady down the street that owned this yard, and she had, or you know, I say she had, I feel like she still has, hold on, her raspberry bushes were like way taller than my fence, right? And then I've got this little patch, hold on, let me back up. But yeah, there's a lady that lives up the road from me basically, and her patch of raspberries is probably about twice as long as mine. And then the bushes go way over the fence, like up over the fence, like outside of her yard. And when you drive by the house, there's probably 2 or 3 gallons of raspberries hanging out over the fence. I'm not even kidding. And the craziest thing is the lady that lived there that was cultivating these raspberries, and I would see her out there all the time messing with them. She moved, or like she sold her house basically, and so it's a new couple living there, and it's an older gal now. And from what we can tell, for the last like 2 years that she's lived there, she's not caring for the raspberries at all, which they're still growing like crazy. So she's got the best raspberries in town, and she's just letting them go. And it's sad. Every time in this particular video, you make a funny face. And when you make a funny face, it makes you laugh. And when you make a funny face, you look like one of his characters named Dr. Fink. Who the fuck? What's up, Scottman? Good morning to you. We're out here bird watching and eating huckleberries. We're eating raspberries. I got huckleberries on the brain because I've been thinking about going and picking some for the last week here. It's probably a little too early yet. There's my bathroom. I was in there earlier and I looked out the window and I saw the hummingbirds flying around. It was barely even light out. Oh. That moved a lot more than I thought it would. I'm your huckleberry. Wah, wah, wah. I did, Charlie. I'm not sure. I don't watch. I didn't think I've seen that either, but. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, wah. Oh, yeah, Molly? You want to have a duel?
I got you. I got you, you guy. Oh, sit down. Sit down. Oh.
She's got a toy. Oh, yeah? You think you're really tough with that, don't you? Uh-oh. Your tail is pissing you off? Hey. Don't be licking on that on stream. That's unbecoming. When I see a dog aggressively biting their tail because it itches so bad, I am glad I don't have a tail. For me, it's 6:11. It's 11 minutes after 6 in the morning. Neighbors are probably like, what the fuck? This guy, does he even sleep? Because they see me out here at like midnight, and then they see me out here at like 4 or 5. The birds. It's 1:11 for you in Scotland land. Oh yeah. I feel like you came here to buy a spell or something. What was it you came for? Oh yeah, it was probably some of this weed. I was showing it off earlier. Dude, it smells so good. I wish you guys could smell it. It's like a really berry, and it's called memberberry. Fireball. Do you remember? Do you remember? Remember the 80s? Oh, yeah. I remember. The only thing that sucks is the dew got all over this bag, so it's wet. It's a little more than moist. You weren't born in the 80s, Scottman? Well, let me tell you about it. Back in 1982, when I was born, TVs didn't even have remote controls. I was the remote control. My dad would say, go turn that down. Go turn that up. Go change the channel. There was only 3 channels on the TV. And they all played the same thing at the same time. And then one day, my friend Will went missing. And he was gone for a long time. The government said that they found him in this quarry. But it turned out to be a lie. Or no, wait, that's Stranger Things again. God damn it, I've been watching that show too much. There was Demogorgons in the 80s, you guys. Big time. Whoa. He went from that feeder to the middle feeder to the fuchsia and then over to the end feeder, and now he just flew away. Come back, hummingbirds. We could go turn on the sprinkler in the front yard. That'll start a bird sanctuary out there. Let's go check it out. Don't need the hood. Plus, I don't want to look too mysterious in front of my neighbors. Molly? No. You little shit. She's outside with me. I guess I'll let her run. She's not a bad dog. She won't hurt anybody. Molly? Quit screwing around. Here we are in the front yard. My bird bath is about half full, and my bird feeder is a little less than half full. That's okay, because I don't want the bird seed in there to go bad. Molly is wandering in the yard, or outside the yard. Molly, that's bear territory. Molly, you're in the bear woods. You can see the sun starting to come up through the trees. Look at this. It's cool looking. One of these mornings I need to go for a drive, like when it's still like early morning. I want to go drive up out of town and catch the sunrise for you guys. I mean, I pretty much always, because I always, but not always, you know, there's some times where I don't, I guess. But if I'm going out in the woods, definitely always, and it's definitely for the bears. Got my sprinkler going. Molly, get over here. Molly, in the yard. Now. Molly, you're moving. Oh, good. We just gotta piss. You better not be shitting. Come on. Come on. I gotta spray some Roundup on that shit. Oh, now that I'm not back here, the hummingbirds are going crazy. Ow. Where they were, I could hear them. Look at all this gravel, though, you guys. That's like 20 fucking bucket loads of gravel. It is luxurious, though. It's probably not great to walk on right now. It's probably cold as fuck. Let me look. Oh, it's so cold. It feels good, though. Yeah. Yeah. When it gets really hot in the middle of the day, it feels even better. When I say 20 buckets of gravel, I didn't just go to like some hillside and get this gravel. I had to go to our swimming hole, and the water is freezing. So I was getting in at like the start of June. I need to empty that wheelbarrow. It's got some standing water in it. I don't like it. I can't abide by that. I can't leave standing water for too long in my wheelbarrow because it'll start to rust. I know it. A little bit of rain. Watch out, Molly, you're gonna get wet. Whoa. This one hummingbird is like, I can't tell if he's mad at me for being out here. He's buzzing around though. Good job, Molly. You're getting broomed. You want to get broomed? I don't think so. Clear myself a spot here. Molly, you better frig off. What are you guys looking at over there? Molly? Get away. No, I'm doing something. No. No, this isn't the Molly and Papa show. No. No. Go over there. Just give me a second. What are you doing, you little asshole? I'm trying to stretch, sit here with my feet out. And Molly's like, oh no, this is perfect time for me to screw around. Oh, you just want some attention, you little fucker. Yeah, are you the mollywog? Just a little mollywog. Just a mollywog. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. The mollywog. Oh, what's that? Oh, you got a bird dog. I found a bird dog. Oh, I got it. I got it. That's a little pokey one in your neck. Yeah, was that bothering you? Yeah. Okay. So, no, you can't eat it. Oh, no, no, no. No, you can't eat the bird dog. Ah. So yeah, I'm sitting here trying to stretch. You've been listening to the whole time and just to me the whole time and just saw me doing the Muppet song? What? The Muppets? Ooh, now that I'm down here on the ground though, there's hummingbirds. Oh, when I was doing the doot doo to doo doo. That's not fair. You stole kisses. You stole them. You stole the kisses. No. 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 That's it. I'm going inside my shell. Molly, what? Oh. Quit. Quit. Stop. You fucker. That's it. That's it. I got you. I took you down. I took you down, dog. That's it. You want me to bite you? You want me to... Oh. Oof. Oh, is that it? You want me to bite you? You want me to... You want me to... You want me to bite you? Okay, give me your ear. I'm biting you. I'm biting it. Just let me have it. Just one little bite. One little bite. I'm biting your ear. Give me your ear. Give me it. Give me your ear. Give me your... Oh, that was close to my face. You little bitch. Now I'm really biting it. That's it. Come here. I give her like the tiniest little bite. Yeah. Oh, you think you're so tough. 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 Hey, settle down. Okay. No. You're getting too wild. Might have hurt my finger a little bit. Molly, where are you? Molly, would you... Quit it. Hey! It was my shoe. That's it, you're going into Gamboa with me. Oh! Oh! All right. Settle down. Sit. Oh. Oh my God. You're shedding. Ugh. I think half my poncho is dog hair now. Yeah, I definitely heard of the Muppets, man. I forgot that was a song from the Muppets, I guess. Back in my day, the Muppets were real, dude. I think I've never heard of the Muppets. At one time, I used to be able to sit like this and have my legs spread pretty far apart, and then I could put my forehead on the ground. Now, it's about as close as I get. I could do that again with 4 months of fasting. Settle down, eye makeup. Or wait, what does that say? I make music? Oh, I couldn't read it so good. 4 months of fasting? I'd be a fucking toothpick by then. But you're probably right, though. I think I'm a little bit more than 90 degrees, which is still not great. I've heard people are dropping like 20 pounds in 3 days fasting. I could drop 5 pounds shaving my head and my beard. My hair on my head's bullshit anyway. It's fucking around. What's up, 317? The beard, though, might keep that. Just resist the urge to eat ice cream and fattening foods, or food at all. That's a big hummingbird. Uh-oh, my other dog wants out. But I'm on the ground. I'm stuck. I'm stuck to the ground. Hey, Smokes. It's the girls. What's up, Smokey? How you doing this morning? Oh, she's the old girl. Yeah. Old girl. Now you guys are way down there. I'm gonna put some legs out again. You're still way down there. What are you doing down there? I'm gonna pick you guys up. Molly, you sneezed and you scared the hummingbird. It's the original Mean Girl. This is Montana. Ugh. There's our sky this morning. There's a big dead tree I want to cut down. Hello, person from Korea, I think. You can see the sun just blasting up over the horizon just now. And there's a dove going crazy in the background somewhere. My house. Welcome to my house. Let's see my quiet street. Look at my fucking soffits, though, you guys. I did my own gutters, and they were a disaster, and I screwed things up. So don't worry about it. I will fix it. I have the technology. I have the tools. I have the talent. All right, hold on. Hold. I gotta be able to see what we're looking at. Get you guys at my level here of seeing. Whoa. There's a turkey. There used to be a lot more. The city actually had to cut down on their asses. What's up, turkey? You jiving? He's trying to pretend like I don't see him. Those trees are so big. You got in Alabama, you have ugly trees. I think these aren't really that big either. But I hear you. I lived in Texas for a while, and the trees were like, even the taller trees were just like power poles almost, you know, because they had, what are you doing, minksters? Because they just were real skinny, you know, not a lot to them. We do have some really big trees up here, though. Mink, you're covered in bird dogs. Come here. You got 2 bird dogs on the back of your neck. You see that giant ass bird over there, Mink? You thinking what I'm thinking? Maybe we get a bird and we have ourselves a nice lunch. No. You're about to be a machine gun. You want to be Machine Gun Kitty? Just be. Oh, you're having an attitude this morning. Oh, yeah? Well, fuck. Settle down, minksters. Settle down. That's not very nice. It's not very nice. Look, she's got a little white patch on her belly, and she doesn't want anybody to know it, but she's got a white patch. She's pissed off. Uh-oh. We done it now. Yeah, she has this little white patch of hair on her belly, and she hates it if you look at it or even try to show it to people. She's being real sassy. Look at her tail movements. And here we see the domestic house cat, ready to get its first meal. Although it may look like nothing is happening, the subtle movements of its tail are a dead giveaway. This turkey has no idea the danger it is in. You know, now she's just walking away. God damn it, Mink. You ruined it. She's more interested in the sprinkler for whatever reason. Man, the other morning, this is my son's car right here. The other morning, he left and went to work. And I was wandering around out here, and I saw a puddle under his car, and I was like, oh shit, it's leaking oil. And so I swiped my finger through the oil and I smelled it, and it definitely had a smell that wasn't water. So I was just like, it's oil. But then I told Callie that the car was leaking oil and we needed to look at it. And then she come home for lunch and she said, there's no oil stain out here. And I was like, that's impossible. I seen the oil, and I go out there and there's nothing. And that's when it occurred to me that it was not oil. It was cat piss. Because they like to hang out under the car. But yeah, this is my quiet street. You can see the mountains slightly in the background there. And if I could get on the roof of my house, you'd be able to see a lot more of the mountains because the view is actually really good. It's just, I'm kind of stuck in here at the end of this street, right up against this mountain, you know, and I've got all these trees in the way. So I can't really see the mountains from here. Yeah, what a plot twist, huh? I wasn't expecting it. You know, I was actually relieved for two reasons. One reason I was relieved is that I only did the smell test and not the taste test. And two, that I didn't have to do a whole bunch of mechanicking. What's up, Luke Williams? Hi. Man, the sun's really coming up now. I'm starving, you guys. I want some frickin' pancakes. Oh, man. I want some pancakes like my great-grandmother used to make. She made the silver dollar ones. I always felt like a superstar when I could eat about 9 pancakes. Yeah, it's not too hard to get oil stains out. You use, like in mechanic shops and stuff, they use this shit called dry sweep, which is like a really fine gravel or almost like the gravel kitty litter. But you just get really fine gravel and you put it on top of the oil and then you crush it around. You kind of, actually, what works best is standing on it with a pair of boots and doing the twist, you know, and kind of twisting around and like really smashing that gravel around on the oil, and it will turn into like a powder, you know, and it will absorb the oil, and then you sweep all of it up and discard it, and that's how it works. Pancakes with huckleberry syrup. Luke, I'm 43 years old and I live in Montana. I'm an old man. Back in my day, we rode out here on horseback. And we had to fight the Indians for this land. They're still angry about it. Every now and then I gotta circle the cars. Circle up the cars, boys. Or I must engage Machine Gun Kitty. She doesn't like to be the machine gun. Come here, Machine Gun Kitty. Ow! She only love bit me, okay? It wasn't a hard bite. She's all mad now. Minksters, are you mad at me for Machine Gun Kittying you? for turning you into a machine gun. Need some guard dogs? No, I've got this guard cat. The guard cat. What are you two bitches doing? You just pissed off that you're stuck in the yard and I'm out here getting mauled by a machine gun kitty? What's up, Annihilator? No, Luke, I wish. That'd be cool. I just have this 2004 Toyota Tundra with 204,000 miles or something on it, maybe 202. Yeah, girls? There's hummingbirds zipping around my head out here. Oh man, I can't even see it, so bright. Weed. 90s is classic now? I know, that's weird. I got some classic shirts. Well, I don't think I have any shirts that old, actually. Not anymore. What are you two doing? No fighting. You better get a toy and start fighting over a toy. Oh, we're anger licking. Quit it. No fighting. You little shits. Smokey gets really thirsty, though. I wonder if I should put her food or her water bowl down on the ground. No, I'm starting to think maybe it's too high. You have a 1967 Chevy C10 truck. You got the motor unstuck and running around and driving. No brakes. That's scary. Oh my God, there's 2 hummingbirds, you guys. The Rufus is here. The Rufus is here. He's red and he's angry. I just seen him. And he chased the other. There was 2 green ones, and then this red hummingbird just come in and scared them away. I need to turn up my screen brightness because I can't see this shit. There we go. There we go. Now there's one behind me, though. This is how it's been all morning. Little bastards. You're gonna go check out my shorts? Roger. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one. Ooh, it's Monday, isn't it? Is it Monday? I think it's Monday. Whoa. Damn it. I scared it away. I bet if I would have just left the camera sitting at looking at any one of these, it would have been way better. Oh well. Oh. No, Molly. Yeah, there's a variety on my shorts. I don't know. Got some weird shit. You're gonna go live today? Do it. In a few minutes? Nice. Actually, my phone is at 20%. I might shut her down here in a minute. My phone's at 20%. I feel like I'm at 20%. Um, Sometimes I guess. I don't know. Not very often. I don't know. The only one that would be is my youngest daughter, because she's, you know, still a minor. But my other kids are all adults now, which is the weirdest thing to say. But yeah, I've got some videos, you know, from like the past, I guess, where we went like camping and stuff. That is true, MK. I believe that. I do believe that Jesus died so that we could all be sinners and be forgiven for those sins and have a chance to go to heaven. Molly, don't be eating my marshmallow roasting stick. You're 14, but you think like a 27-year-old because you had to grow up too fast. Well, my advice to you is to stop doing that. I know it's hard, dude. I had to grow up pretty fast as well. And I think it's really common for a lot of young people to, you know, want to be adults basically, and you want to do all the things that adults do. Like you want to, you know, have a woman and get married, and, you know, you're basically playing house, but it becomes very real when you get, you know, older. And I think it's, you know, if you can, dude, and I don't know if you can, but if you can, try to be a kid as much as you can, like while you can, you know. You're 14, just try to still, I don't know, do the fun shit that you do as a kid. Because you're running out of time really fast. You don't want to get married, you want to become the cool uncle. Yeah, that's cool. I kind of always wanted to be an uncle. I am to some kids, to some kids that know me. No, like my wife's brother, he's got some kids, and they call me Uncle Ramsey. But I always wanted to be like a real uncle, I never got that chance though. Molly, you little bastard. That's why I didn't want to give you one of those, and now I caught you doing it. She was just eating a raspberry right off the bush. An unk? I thought I was a monk. Getting a little stoned here. Actually, it's getting pretty warm. I don't think I need this thing anymore. Yeah. How did I celebrate the 4th? I don't think I really did, honestly. I did barbecue. But yeah, I don't know. I tried to go camping, but it frickin' rained. So I ended up going out, setting up a campsite, sitting there for a couple of hours. Then I cooked chicken, which did turn out really good. And then probably about like 7 o'clock that evening, I looked at my phone to see what the weather was gonna do, and it wasn't supposed to rain until the next day. But all of a sudden, it was saying rain in like 1 hour, and I told Callie we should probably just go. I was like, it'd be better to just pack up now than to pack up in the morning when everything's soaking wet. And I was right, because we got home and it was like maybe less than an hour and it started raining, and then it rained all night. Luckily, it wasn't like torrential flooding or anything like fucking Texas, but yeah. It still rained though, and I didn't like it. You twisted your ankle and wrecked your dirt bike, and you shot big caliber gun. That's pretty cool. Except for the twisting your ankle part and wrecking your dirt bike, I guess. But shit happens. We were listening to the Scanner. I think it was the 3rd of July. Like just the other day, I was listening to the Scanner, and my neighbor down the street broke both of his legs, and we could hear him screaming as they were bringing him in on the ambulance. He was fucking screaming in the background, which I don't blame him. It's got to be awful. Will Manister? No, I don't. Yeah, Luke, you got to wear your motocross boots or you'll break your shit. Ooh, the sun. Maybe you shouldn't look at it. My camera doesn't seem to look at it. Dude, I was playing, I think, Cold War the other day, and there was a guy in the lobby who his name was a phone number. I assume it was his as well, but I was like, dude, what the fuck? Bodie, you hate mornings? Good. They said he fell more than 5 feet. I don't know how. There is a carport and shit. Hold on. But yeah, talk about ruining your summer. Break both your freaking legs at the start of summer. That would suck. Like here in Montana, it'll start snowing probably about late October. Sometimes in September, but usually it's late October. Maybe we get a weird winter and we don't get snow till December or something, right? But it'll still be winter in late October. And then it'll be winter until pretty much the end of April, you know? Like I've had snow out here at the end of my driveway till right at the beginning of June, a lot of different years. So, you know, we pretty much get like, it's probably like 6 months of winter, a month of spring, 2 months. Wait, let me think about this. Maybe it's 6 months winter, 2 months spring, 2 months summer, 2 months fall. It's pretty much how our seasons are here. That's about what it's like in Minnesota. Don't you know? Yeah, here in Montana, we get feet of snow. I've got a couple videos on my channel of that. Of me trying to swim in the snow or falling backwards into the snow that was too fluffy, too powdery, and I pretty much hit the ground. You could be working on your truck or doing a live stream today, but you're watching this guy and you don't know why. Yeah, why are you watching me? Even I'm watching me. I could look up at the camera, but I want to watch me. Ah! I couldn't do it anymore. My eyes were starting to burn. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Oh, oh, oh. That's just PTSD. Yeah, probably. Fuck. It's probably true. Man, you guys gotta see my girls over here being all majestic, though. She's getting old. I brought her home in a stocking hat, you guys. Just a little baby, little tiny baby squirrel. And now her chin hairs are gray. She's getting old. Smokey, am I talking about you and you know it? Yeah, come here. Not you, Molly. Uh-oh. Smokey's like, I ain't that old. Check this out. Smokey has lost a lot of weight this year. I don't know what's going on exactly, but she's dropping weight like crazy. Whose baby is that? See, the only dog you're hearing right now is Smokey, and the reason I named her Smokey is because even when she was a tiny little puppy, she was grunting and growling like that. And it reminded me of the way a bear, you know, kind of growls and grunts. So I named her Smokey after Smokey the bear. And then Molly came along. When I got Molly, she had really bad separation anxiety, and so she got really attached to me, and she is just very clingy. Which Smokey does not like, you know, because I've had Smokey since she was a baby, so they both think that they're my favorite, I guess, and they have fought each other multiple times over the years, and some of their fights have been pretty bad, actually. When I was a kid here in Montana, they would have like a guy in a suit dressed as Smokey the Bear come to your school, and he would say, only you can prevent forest fires. And then they would tell you the story of Smokey the Bear, which I think was a real bear that was burned up pretty bad in a forest fire, you know, and some people saved it, but they had to like nurse it back to health, and its little paws were all burned up, you know, so they had them all bandaged up, and it's like probably just a bunch of bullshit, but you know, they taught us it when I was a kid. And then even out here on the side of the highway, they got signs that say like what the fire danger is, right? And you see them everywhere basically, but it says, you know, same thing. It's Smokey the Bear standing there saying only you can prevent forest fires. And then, so yeah, Smokey the Bear was a big thing where I live. And there is a lot of bears here too. Like I live in Montana. We've got bears in town. If you go out of town, it's way worse. He's fighting for position. But Smokey still has the upper hand. You goofies. You know you're being filmed. I can tell you both know you're on camera. You're not fooling anyone. Don't you kill that baby. Oh shit, they're fast. Don't you kill it. They always eventually rip their stuffed animals up and then pull all the stuffing out, and then I'll catch them doing it, and I'll be like, "Oh my god, you killed the baby!" And then they get all upset. Sometimes Smokey will keep one for a while. Like she had this green frog for about 2 years. I don't know where the hell. I think she was hiding it in the doghouse. But it was crazy to me because normally these stuffed animals won't last more than a day. We don't have bears in Minnesota. Only scary animals we have are wolves and loons. Yeah, we've got big ass moose, wolves, mountain lions, black bears, grizzly bears. The black bears aren't too bad. You know, like they say when you encounter a black bear, you're supposed to try to intimidate it, like get really big and try to scare it. And chances are it will get scared and run away. But a grizzly bear, you're supposed to lay down on the ground and play dead and let it eat you, basically, and hope it doesn't kill you, which is just fucked. Like, I think a black bear's claws get up to like 3 inches long, and a grizzly's claws get up to like 7 inches. They're literally like Freddy Krueger, but on like the biggest bodybuilder frame you've ever seen. Like, imagine the biggest human being you can possibly imagine with Freddy Krueger claws. They can run like 35 miles an hour uphill. There's no tree that you can climb that they can't climb. Like there was a guy, this wildlife photographer out here in Montana that was out, I think, I don't know exactly where, but he was trying to take pictures of some bears and they were trying to eat him, you know, and so he climbed up in this tree to get away, and this bear climbed right up in the tree and ate him in the tree. Black bears in Georgia are friendly. Yeah, grizzlies will fuck you up, dude. Like there's some pretty horrible stories of people that have been attacked by grizzly bears. You know, you got to lay there and let this thing crack your skull in its mouth and try not to scream, because if you resist or move at all, like it will just keep attacking you and take it as you fighting back. Yeah, mama grizzlies or even mama black bears, dude. You do not fuck around with a mama bear of any species. don't do it. When I was a kid, my parents taught us not to scream for our mom in the woods. You know, like it's typical for kids if they get lost and like let's say you were out in the woods with your mom, right? And you got separated from your mom, it might be a common thing for you to say, "Mom." But if you listen closely to bear cubs, they kind of sound like they're saying that. They literally, bear cubs, when they're crying out for their mother, they go, "Ma, ma." Like they sound like they're saying mom almost. And so it's it's not good for kids to say that shit in the woods because you can just call in a mama bear on you. Have you seen that documentary about the dude who thought he could be friends to bears and then inevitably gets eaten by one? Yeah, I think so. That's the thing. I wouldn't even get a pet bear, dude. Like if you found a bear cub at the earliest age and brought it home and raised it up to be a pet, like you still have to understand that that thing is still a wild animal, you know? And one day, even if you've treated it perfectly nice and raised it to be just a nice little pet, it could just be a wild animal for a second and you're going to die. Or you know what's really fucked up is the people that get like chimps. Have you ever seen the videos of people that get attacked by their pet chimps? That's fucked. Like those things are mean as shit. There was this one I saw where this chimp had tore this lady up really bad. And then this other lady, I don't remember who it was in the story exactly, but it was like the lady calling the cops was telling the cops that when they got there they had to kill it. Like they had to kill it immediately. And you know, it's a scary 911 call and just a pretty crazy story in general cuz I think a lot of people think like having a pet monkey or, you know, a pet chimp or something would just be cool. Like you're just going to have this little fucker on your shoulder, but they end up being huge and they're strong, man. Like like a chimp is really strong. You had a pet raccoon when you were young and it was always oh, and it always bit and drew blood. Fuck. Oh yeah, thanks, Lewis. Yeah, I usually stream video games or just other shit. I don't know. You want a pet Curious George? Oh yeah. I always wanted like a ferret. Or ever since I seen that fucking squirrel pop up out of Bob Ross's pocket on one of his shows, I was like, damn it, I want a pet squirrel. I had a squirrel that I was friendly with when I was a kid. There was this squirrel. Like I kept eating peanut butter sandwiches. I don't know if my mom was just making them for me all the time or what the situation was, but I kept having peanut butter and jelly sandwich and I'd go outside with it and there was this squirrel up on this well there was this big pine tree that grew right up through the deck of this house that we were living at and um the squirrel would come running down the tree and I'd be standing there eating my sandwich and he was always looking at me like he wanted some of my sandwich. And I think maybe I had wiped some of the peanut butter on the bark at one point of the tree and then he kept getting closer and closer and then one day I was able to reach up with my hand with my sandwich and the squirrel was eating off of my sandwich that I was holding on to. That's as close as I've ever got to one though. Well, and also when I was a kid, my dad we were out getting firewood, and my dad cut this tree down, and right as he was in the middle of sawing it down, like the tree started to fall, and it was about at this angle when I seen a flying squirrel come up onto like this hole that just, I don't know, it was weird. I just saw the movement, right? And then I saw the squirrel come out of this hole that I hadn't noticed until that point. But yeah, it flew out at like the last second as the tree was falling. But there was a whole bunch of baby flying squirrels in the tree. Yeah, it was pretty sad. Like I think I saw, I saw the flying squirrel jump out and fly away, and I was like, "Oh man, a flying squirrel!" And my dad was like, "Where?" And I told him, I was like, "Oh, it flew out of this hole in the tree," and he was like, "Oh fuck!" And then we went and looked, and you could see the babies in the little hole there. There was a couple of them, and they were dead. It sucked. We got a lot of squirrels in town here. We got big squirrels too. Like there's these huge ass squirrels. They run across the power lines and shit. Which they don't get zapped or anything, but it's just crazy to see them because they're like the size of a small rabbit almost, just running across the power line. We also have pine marten out here. I've never seen one though. That's what's weird to me is there's a lot of creatures in the woods here that I know exist that I've never seen. And I spend a lot of time in the woods too. Maybe not a lot, but I did growing up, I guess. But, you know, like there's a lot of people I think that doubt whether Bigfoot exists because they've never seen it. But then I think, well, I've never seen a wolverine ever. And I've never seen a pine marten. Smokey, settle down. I think we do, Lewis. I think we do. I think they're just so elusive and so smart that they don't typically put themselves in a position to be seen. I think humans highly underestimate uh, how much of our presence we make known. Or it's like when we go out in the woods, we have no idea how much smell we're putting off. Like our clothing has a smell. Um, our bodies, you have a smell that is associated with your house even. Um, and then it's like if you drive out into the woods to go find a Bigfoot, right? Let's say you drive 40 miles out into the middle of nowhere. Well, guess what? You drove. You know what I mean? The car or the truck that you were in made a shitload of noise. And this creature that's probably as smart as a human is out there hearing your vehicle. And it probably simply got the fuck out of there because it didn't want you to see it. And so I think that's what it is for most of it. Like
the reason why people don't see them is because they make too much noise, they smell too much. You know, you're people just don't understand it. And then I see these Bigfoot researchers out here fucking beating on trees with sticks and fucking hooping and hollering in the middle of the night, thinking they're gonna get a Bigfoot to call. And at best, they're gonna get some other dipshit out there to yell back at them. But you're never gonna get a Bigfoot to respond to you if you're out there, you know, obviously being a human. Like you would have to be like Les Stroud on steroids. You'd have to go out there and live in the woods for like years probably and just assimilate with them. That's what I think you'd have to do. I don't even think you could have a fire. I think you'd have to live like a fucking primitive caveman, like pre-fire even, and then maybe they would start showing themselves to you. But by then, you probably wouldn't know how to operate your cameras anymore, or they wouldn't work anymore. Like, I think they're they're too smart, and the woods is too vast as well. Like, if you really look at Google Earth and zoom in on like northwest Montana and northern Idaho, northern or northeast Washington, even, and then look up into Canada, it just gets less and less populated by humans and more vast with all the woods. And yeah, we go out, we hike to all these different lakes and we go to all these different places, but if you look at the trails that we hike on, they're pretty much limited. And when you go hiking into the wilderness, you're not coming off those trails. You might come off the trail to hike up a little bit and take a picture or something, or go look at something, but you're not going to go just off trail exploring for miles because you will get lost and die, you know. And the terrain off the trails is mostly so hard to navigate because of all the boulders and blow down trees and stuff. It's really bad. Like you need those trails just to be able to get where you're trying to go. And so when we go out in the woods, the people that do, we don't really explore hardly any of it. And so I just think, man, they're out there. It's just we're not trying to find them the right way, and I don't think they want to be found. I think they're way too smart. Heard some pretty convincing stories about the Sam Squamch from very trustworthy, down to earth dudes. My dad said he saw one when I was probably like 5 years old. My dad was up on this mountain over by Troy. He was up Keeler Mountain. And back then, you can't do it anymore because the road's all washed out and they don't have it open anymore. But you used to be able to drive up Keeler and go up over Keeler into Idaho, and then you could drive down the backside of that road or the backside of that mountain into Clark Fork, Idaho. But like I said, now when you get up to the top of the mountain there on Keeler, on the backside, it's washed out in multiple places and they don't maintain it. So you can't drive through anymore unless you got like a dirt bike. But back then you could. But either way, my dad had drove up there to the top, and he said he got out to take a piss, and when he was at the back of his truck peeing, he was on like this corner for the dirt road that he was driving on, but there was another little dirt road that was coming off of that road, and that was the road that he had kind of pulled off on to take a leak or whatever. Well, he's standing on this offshoot road, and he's basically, looking along the mountainside with the you know, mountain going up the left side of him or whatever. And either way, as he was standing there peeing, he heard some sort of creature go, but he said it was like really, really loud and way, way deeper than that. Like he said it was super loud and super deep. And it made the hair on his whole body stand up. Like it just scared the shit out of him. And so he heard the noise, which got his attention. And then as he looked up and was looking down this offshoot road, this Bigfoot ran down through the trees and across the road right in front of him and continued into the trees and kept going down the mountain. Oh, that's my cat over there. I thought I saw baby turkeys. And then my dad said that he got into his truck and drove back to our house, which was like, I think it was like 50 or 60 miles to our house from where he was at the time. And the whole way he had left the four-wheel drive on, you know, which is not good, but he was so freaked out by what had happened that, you know, he'd forgot to turn that shit off. You know, and I don't know. I tend to believe my dad on that story. My dad's a crazy fuck and kind of a weird guy. But I don't think you would have any reason to lie about that. The fuck is that shit? Sounds like someone's flying a model airplane or something. Oh, I see. It's a real plane, but it's up above me. It sounds almost like it's electric or something. Not a cloud in the sky. Your tribe has stories about Sam Sklanch. It's no coincidence, too, that other tribes I've been to have at least some stories about them, and they all have the same qualities. Yeah, dude, I think, you know, that's a big part of why I believe they either exist or they did exist, you know. Maybe they don't anymore. Maybe they were kind of like the woolly mammoth or something, you know, and they just went extinct. I also think there were giants in the ancient past that our species of human wiped out. You know, we were way smaller, but we were way smarter, and that's how we were able to overcome and defeat and probably eliminate all of them. Like we probably killed all of them. Like there's probably some truth to a bunch of different shit. Like there was probably dragons, you know, but back in the ancient times, the heroes of the day went around and killed all of them, right? And then because they did such a good job of killing all of them, no one believes that they ever existed. Like I could definitely see that because, you know, there's cases like that in modern times where like there was this group of gorillas, I think, in Africa that were known to exist to these locals for decades. And they kept telling scientists, hey, there's this group of gorillas out here. And nobody believed them. And then finally, some scientists went out there and looked. Sure enough, there's a shitload of gorillas out here. And they had to basically, it doubled the amount of known gorillas of that type or whatever in the world. Like at that point, there was, known to be like 5,000. Well, they found that there was just as many living in this fucking place over here as they thought existed on the whole earth. And so it's possible that there's creatures out there that science just doesn't want to admit yet, I guess. Gear again? Well, you know what? You can leave. What's up, Funko? Oh, good. Man, I got cotton mouth so bad, you guys. And my phone is at 5%. And this is fucking boring. God. What was I thinking? No, I'm doing good, Funko. I'm just being a smartass. Being a big time smartass this morning. I do need to get a cup of coffee in me, though. These hummingbirds, man, they are cool. Yeah, I believe in Bigfoot. I think they're out there. Like I said, I just think they hear us coming. The other thing that people don't realize either is the fact that we have kind of moved into their area, right? Like I live in Montana. Humans, the Native Americans lived here for probably thousands of years before we did, before, Europeans came in, right? But Europeans, America as it is, the state of Montana has been this way for maybe 150 years of people settling this area. And, I think as we came in, we brought development, right? We made roads, we built railroads, we did all this stuff, and doing that, like I said, we made a bunch of noise. And I think these creatures that were just living in the woods, they were like, yeah, let's get away from all this noise. Good afternoon, Theta. But yeah, they were like, let's get away from all this noise. And so I think that's a big part of it too. We underestimate how much they see us and how aware of our patterns and whatnot they are. Like I'm sure they know pretty much where we go and where we don't. One of these days someone's gonna get some really good footage of one. I don't know though. I feel like it wouldn't matter. There's too many AI Bigfoot channels now. No one's ever gonna believe in a real Bigfoot ever again. Yeah, don't blast the Bigfoots. I think they are on the endangered species list or something. Just in case they do exist. You're not allowed to kill them. Well, you might be allowed to, Lewis. I think you can kill a bald eagle if you want. Maybe, though. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go, you guys. I'm going to go make some coffee and some breakfast. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.